What's up, YouTube? So I have pretty much found a way to come up with a long list of reasons why my theories are correct, and have obviously shared them. But you know, obviously, and I've said this for years, I have overlooked things, and I have done this for, what felt like a million years. But look, I've said this before, and I'm going to say it again. I have been willing to make mistakes, and I've been willing to overlook things simply because it's pretty obvious that, how do I say it? It's pretty obvious that what happens is sometimes we get carried away with our ambition to do better, our ambition to not do better at this or that. But ultimately, just want to say that there's not really anything that you can really do about it other than pretty much just learn from it. And just want to say that I've been wrong about this for years. I've been wrong my entire life about this, okay? And so have neurotypicals. Just going to show you this real quick. This has been, what day is it? October 23rd. Okay. It's not true. Bugs do feel less pain. I've been wrong. Even the hierarchy videos I've made throughout the past few years must have shown this, and I must have overlooked it. Me and my followers and everybody else. But sadly, I did. Okay, bugs, ironically, feel much less pain than humans. Even the smartest humans, they would feel much less, astronomically less. Okay, and the reality is, it just comes down to physics. I think that it's pretty obvious that when it comes down to just how things work, there's no real way to deny that all the things I said in the past year as well support this. With speed, I talk so much about speed. Oh, speed this, speed that. When you speed a thing up, more suffering. And well, the funny thing is, yeah, it's true. It is true. The more speed, the more suffering. But at the end of the day, every time a thing moves, it feels more pain. That's true. But well, not every time per se. I mean, I guess it depends on what life form. Like, it depends on a lot of factors. Like, this is pretty confusing. Let me explain this a little bit further. You can go back to the things I've said in other videos about, how does movement work? Does movement make particles, break or get torn? Well, again, it does. But, like, let's say you're a human and you're walking. Okay, so if you're walking as a human, is it gonna make something get torn in your legs? just because you're walking, no. But, you know, you could have nothing and your legs get torn. So it does depend on what level of speed. I have talked about this. And it depends how you define those words. But if you're walking, you have to reach a certain level of speed or velocity for a thing to break, or the particles to break. And there's no pain until the particles break. So, yeah, it is pretty obvious that this applies to bugs as well, because bugs and smaller life forms, the parts of their body do break. But, you know, the funny thing is, when they break, they don't really, how do I say this? They don't break beyond, you know, they don't break more than ours do. They don't break harder. They break, but they don't break harder in quite the same way. People are getting really confused about the words used here. When you say harder, what do you mean? What way of harder? What way of break harder? Well, if a thing breaks harder, some people are trying to say it breaks with more force, driving behind, making it break. And some people just don't mean that. They just mean it breaks in a way where it feels worse. But the reality, and I've talked about that for years, and I've, particularly a really long time ago, closer to the start of this channel, what I've talked about this more in depth. But when you break something, you know, it's just, either you break a thing or you don't, and that's all there is to it. So, you know, the only thing you can change is the amount of places in which a conscious being is broken at the same time. As I said, you know, we all know that we all feel pain in more than one place at once. But, you know, imagine if you could only feel pain in one place at once. The pain itself is the breaking, so you could only feel the breaking in one place at once. It would never hurt as much as feeling the breaking in 100 places so at once. So insects, because of their size, they cannot feel, it would be beyond their capacity mathematically to feel more pain than their entire body can break. You know, if you break every section of their body at once, that's about 5 centimeters, 10 centimeters of breaking or breakage everywhere of that small amount of space by the laws of physics. That's not as much pain as a human, because even a human, just in one section, of a human's body is already, just 1 foot is multiple times bigger than that. And if that 1 foot was breaking, 1 foot of space, I mean, of course, in units, it's going to be much more painful. Okay? So, it's not like, you know, breaking, you know, if the breaking is a smaller size, it hurts more. That's not how it works. If we said that, we could say you put a skyscraper on an ant's head and it crushes the ant. Well, the ant can't feel the weight of a skyscraper on its head and the rest of its body, because reality shows that that much weight is beyond the capacity of its sensory nerves. Its nerves cannot detect or cannot feel all the particles of a skyscraper. It can only feel, that's not how math works or logic works. You have to understand how capacities work. And capacities work in a way where things will feel what they can match their particles to. So, you know, if anything, you know, the particles of, what do you call it? For every particle has a corresponding particle. Every particle has a corresponding particle, and that's the capacity. Each thing has to match to another thing, which I've said before in reality. So a thing can't match to more things than mathematically it can match to, because there's a limited number of spots for everything. So this supports the fact that bugs do not feel as much pain as we do, and they are actually stronger and smarter. Because, as I've said for years in hierarchy videos as well, the smarter, the less pain you feel, the smarter you are. And it is pertaining to inheritances as well as genes and all that other stuff that, like, pretty much guaranteed because of physics, the law of attraction, like you talked about. So, realistically speaking, there's no way that you can feel more than what your capacity allows you to feel at once. It just doesn't make any sense. And a lot of everyday people, neurotypicals, of course, are the prime target here for making fun of for this. So have at it, because they're the ones who couldn't have realized this in all their past lives, because I have talked about reincarnation. They're the ones who have not realized this today. I realize this is true today, but you know what? Neurotypicals couldn't realize it. Okay, the neurotypicals haven't realized it today, and if they did, it'd be because of me. Okay, so listen, neurotypicals are insane. Okay, and neurotypicals do not know like just about anything that they're talking about. Okay, and yeah, that's about all there is to say about it. So yeah, it's just like, you just have to study how capacities work, and that's all I can say. I mean, it really is just from the first premise that your capacity for feeling cannot transcend the capacity of the dimensions of your body. So yeah, I mean, we say each particle in your body has a consciousness particle inside of it. Well, you are those consciousness particles in each of those particles of your body, which are different. The particles of your body are not the consciousness particles that are inside of them. As I said, if you were the consciousness inside of your body, that consciousness cannot transcend the limitations or the size constraints. So it'll just be a certain size, limited to the size of it, and the kind of feeling will vary, whether it be negative or positive, but it will still not be able to transcend the size limitation by laws of physics. Otherwise, it doesn't make sense, because everything is supposed to be proportionate according to neurotypicals. So nothing can transcend the capacity of measurement of its being or of other beings. So, yeah, and if we look at the hierarchy diagram that I put together, or the different ones I put together, as well as the ones others have put together, there must be something there that is overlooked commonly that would indicate that bugs are actually at the top of the hierarchy. If you put each being or type of species on the diagram, obviously the different sections then you're going to have. So yeah, anyway, now of course this does refute the Bible. It refutes pretty much every single source of information known to man in history that is popular. And yeah, I mean, that's pretty much, at least on planet Earth. I know I've talked about, other planets and stuff, but uh, that's it for this video. Uh, good luck to neurotypicals. It should be very funny to see what happens to them because of this.